fabulous performance and a fabulous result against what has to be one of the best teams in the league.
100%. You've got to firstly give Macclesfield credit. They've got a great side. They were on the back of a defeat. They've came and they've, for large parts at the back end of the first half, they put us under the cosh. They tested Pat in the second half, 2 or 3 opportunities, and they've got a good side. And I've no doubt they'll bounce back and they'll be right up there at the end of the season. I wouldn't be panicking if I was Macclesfield. But they've come to an informed FC side today. On my side are doing really, really well. They're playing with confidence. They're playing with flair. Loads of pace about them. Loads of freedom, but also on top of that, they play with instructions. And when things go wrong, we work it out as a group. And, there was a couple of messages at half time, just key principles that we've got to stick to. And I thought they were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And as a manager, I'll say this line every week, it's on me when it goes wrong and it's on them when it goes right, and that's the pressure I've got to shoulder them. But they're a brilliant group. And I'll keep saying the same message, they're a brilliant group. Everyone's got to stick with them. We'll lose games of football this season, but one thing's for certain, they'll always try and play in the right way, and that's what they've done today, and they've got 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that was noticeable last season when things weren't quite going forwards was basically you'd see that the ball would be pumped long. We don't play with a big forward front man. This season, it's been noticeable that pretty much everything that you would do on the training pitch is actually being listened to.
Yeah, and that's important. I mean, I'll let you in on what was said at half time. There was key points at half time that thought our 2 centre halves dropped off deep, and we were forcing diagonal balls, and Mendy was winning his lion's share of headers and then putting it back on us. We said at half time, can we get our centre halves higher? Can we get our rotations better in the middle of the park? And can we limit our long balls? And we did that. I think Curtis Jones and Charlie Oliver were magnificent second half. Some of the passes that they played into midfield with pace to enable us to open up and then play in the channels that we do was really pleasing. So it was key at half time that we got the message across, and speak to the lads. It was really calm, really methodical. They listened to it, they took it on board, and that's the side of a good side. And they went out, and I thought second half, I know Macclesfield have tested about 1 or 2 times, but I thought we were great. I thought we were really, really special at times, and the injection of pace into that top end of the pitch has been key. And you can see by the reaction at the end of the game that everyone's enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, the goal came, I think, at a good time, obviously, but it came at the right time because we'd been making the most of the chances. It was a great free kick from Deck. Goalie just spilt it, and then Max, you were forward. Basically, those are easy chances, but you've got to be there to take them.
Of course you have. And listen, Max had to drop out the other day, just a little bit of a rest, and he's come in today, played off the right, and Nick tired, and Max went into the 9. I thought his work great, and his attitude and his endeavour was brilliant first half. But as a goal scorer, as Max Kane is, he gets in pockets, he gets in right areas, and these are kids that I love working with. Love working with them, and me and his dad go to the gym together. We were having a chat the other day, and we were saying that Max was dropping out, but coming back in and refreshed and rejuvenated. You've seen it today. Some lads have just got to come out at times to go back in, and he's come out, he's gone back in. He was exceptional today. He's worked great. I think he really caused Mendy problems, especially in the second half. But that's what Max Kane does, and then you look around and you haven't just got Maxi with pace and endeavour and power. You've got the likes of Elliot Morris, you've got Jay, you've got Nick Ballardo. You then can inject Keane Baru and Keegan Hartley, especially at the top end of that pitch. But we've just got to make sure we get it in right behind us. So, I was pleased. The first goal was great effort from Deck. He's shown that set piece wise he's good. He did it against Marine when he hit the bar. Done it again today. And he was probably a surprise selection for a lot of people. People just thought maybe Charlie Ellis got man of the match the other day and he'd automatically start. We tried to change it up a bit, give them some kudos with Dawson and Curran the way they played. So we deployed a man marking on Durham, which Donahue did really well. And then we tried to get Deck's legs on the other side of Dawson, which he did really well. So, the midfield pairing worked. And then Griffiths and Jazz had to sit it out. Get to Monday, it might be a different story. But, we've just got to keep everyone fresh. And at times, I'm not going to be everyone's best friend because, you're not a popular person when you leave them on the bench. But that's football. Unfortunately, that's football. And I'm there to make decisions. And I think today we made the right decisions and got the points.
Yeah, speaking of decisions, I mean, it's fair to say that Macclesfield had a few shouts of penalties. They did have a strong shout in the first half with the pull, but the referee didn't give it. I think potentially because he'd seen 2 or 3 other attempts to win penalties, which might have sort of persuaded him that it was a ruse. It's fair to say that basically I thought the referee had a fantastic game.
I thought the referee were excellent. I think he got the decisions right. I mean, I know Macclesfield might disagree with me. They'll watch probably my interview back and say, no, you're wrong. I didn't see a blatant penalty. I think when Czech Tiam goes down, that's a blatant penalty, and the ref's there to make a decision, and he does it. But refs, you aren't going to always make the right decision. I thought he got it wrong for their equalised. I thought it was a foul in the middle of the park, but he's made the decision. There's no point shouting, ranting, raving. He's done it, and he move on from it. There's no point even challenging him now because he's not going to wind the clock about 60 minutes and give it you, and you're going to get yourself in trouble. So I like the way the referee managed the game. I thought the liners were great as well, and we won the game. Fair and square. I thought, and you can bemoan decisions, but I thought that on the whole that we deserved to win the football game, and I'm pleased about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the penalty came, obviously, there's nothing better than getting a penalty in the last few minutes of the game. I think it was 86th, 87th minute when it was awarded. I think we did have a few more chances before then, and it was kind of like the clock was ticking down.
It was getting niggly. Yeah. They were committing a lot of fouls in and around their 18-yard box. They were pulling shirts back. They were getting silly bookings to me. But then you could feel the crowd go up. You could just sense it that something was going to happen. And then up step check to Yam. I've gone dizzy watching his feet, and he drags it back and he goes again, and all of a sudden he gets the penalty. Everyone knows me by now. I don't watch penalties. I just watch the raw. I turn around, saw Nick Boom's arms go up in the air, and I knew straight away. And the raw around the ground was amazing. And and then the last 7 or 8 minutes, the noise around Broadhurst Park was something I've not heard. I've not heard us that loud ever. Even beating South Shields, that was loud. And it was in sync. The SMRE were in sync with the main stand paddock, and it was going all around the stadium. And I've also never seen as many people stay at the end of a game to applaud the lads off. So that's massive for me, and it shows that togetherness between the owners, the fans, and ourselves. And that's a relationship we're building. So we've enjoyed today, and we've loved today. But you know what, we've got to turn it back around for a really informed Redcliffe side. I think we'll win again today.
Yeah, I mean, it's less than 48 hours and we'll be talking to each other again. They're on a great run. We're on a great run, so it promises to be a great game, and we want everyone to get down there and support the Reds.
I know John and Bernard, their side will play well. They know me, they'll know we'll play well. It's going to be a great game of football, some really good footballers on show. Apparently the surface is immaculate. I know that we'll take a big travelling army down there on the back of this, hopefully today, and we'll go there. We'll go there to put on the positive performances. But like I just said to the radio, up there we had a points total from the first 6 games, which on paper are really hard 6 games. And if we can come away with that, with our points total, then we'll be delighted. And if we don't, we don't. But we're going there in positive fashion. We've got to rest, we've got to recover, we've got to rehydrate, and then we've got to get ready for Redcliffe on Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah, and before we finish, obviously it's so important. Obviously we've got that squad. You've got choices now for Monday.
Donohue's out, Griffiths sat on the bench, Ennis sat on the bench, Dec McLaughlin might be tired, Jan Palinkas sat on the bench, Curtis Jones may be tired, Charlie Oliver maybe, Check Tiam looks tired, I've got Pav sat behind me. Yeah, I've got loads of options now, and the key thing is for me is to show that I trust that squad. Dec McLaughlin probably didn't think he was going to start today. The staff didn't think, they didn't know, but I had a feeling that this was a game to put him in, and I knew that he did really well against them last season when he played for Skelmersdale. Dec's performance was excellent, but that shows that I've got trust in him. I've got trust in Pavel Zook, who's not even the squad. I've got faith in Lewis Coulton, who's not in the squad. I've got faith in Keegan Hartley, who's out of the squad. We're a squad. We do things together, and people will get their opportunities. And one thing I did say is that the same 16 won't play every single game. That's proven already. We've carried Charlie Munro, you got Michael Donohue. Gonna have tired legs today, so not panic button. Last season, Michael Donohue didn't play. It was the end of the world. Now I look around over my shoulder. I've got Dec McLaughlin, Charlie Ennis, Charlie Munro around the corner. Griff, Dec. It's options in it, and that's why we built what we built. So we'll enjoy tonight. We'll get to bed. We'll get up tomorrow. We'll watch Radcliffe. We'll do our analysis. We'll get our team meeting set up, and then we'll travel to Radcliffe on Monday and hopefully put a positive performance on.
See you then.
Cheers, Tim.
Thank you. Congratulations, Guy. The Joseph Holt's man of the match as chosen by FCM Radio. A titanic performance to get the winning result.
Yeah, I mean, really good game, really competitive game. We know how good they are. We've got to respect them. The hybrid, nearly full time. They're in the training ground pretty much every day. You got to respect teams like that. But I think we really dug in as a team. It shows our fitness levels are really high. Scoring in the last 5-10 minutes. But yeah, really impressed with the lads. Everyone dug in, and I think we deserve the win.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Fundamentally, FC had the better of the first portion of the game. When we went ahead, it didn't look like it reflected the context of the game. It was great vision, obviously, by Max to tap it in. I mean, obviously, it's an easy goal to score, but you've got to be there to take them. Yeah. For me, it felt like the goal came a little against the run of play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's going to be spells in games like that. Like I said, they're a good side, and you just got to deal with it for a bit, and then you go on your own spells and sort of try and get your goal when you're on top. They probably got a goal deservedly in the first half. But yeah, we stuck it out till half time, and we got instructions off the gaffer at half time, took them on board, and then I think we were the better side second half.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that. I mean, it looked like we were just, when I do the Twitter commentary and I put base, we're making the chances, we're just not taking them.
Yeah.
And it's important to keep your concentration because it was so finely balanced, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Czech's done really well last 5 minutes down the right wing as he has been for the past few games, and then just sort of bought the penalty, and then Griffiths nears a steal, just put it away.
Yeah, I mean, you say bought the penalty, but he was definitely tripped. I mean,
basically, definitely.
His footwork basically sort of like you could see was causing their life back a load of trouble. Basically he did lunge in.
Yeah.
Fair play to the ref. I mean, for me, obviously it's easy to say when you won, but probably one of the best referees we've had all season.
Yeah, he was good. His communication was good. I mean, not many decisions, the odd decision, but you're always going to get that with the refs. But yeah, overall he was a good ref.
Yeah, and your performance in particular, obviously, basically motoring up and down that. You're a very athletic player. You actually sort of like were pretty dangerous yourself coming in, cutting in. I think in the first half, basically, cut into the penalty area. You could see they were starting to get quite nervous. You played the ball across.
Yeah, I sort of got the ball, drove with it. They just backed off for a bit, so I thought I'd keep going, and then tried to slide one in, but some good defensive work from them cleared it. And I've won in the second half as well. I could have probably pulled the trigger a bit earlier, but yeah, I like to do that. I like to drive with it.
In the wars yourself, a bit of a scar on your cheek there for a minute. I mean, it looked like quite a high foot into your face.
To be honest, I think it was Kurt. I think Kurt caught me, but I just sort of stuck my head into it, and then I've got the boot across the face. But I'd take it for the win anyway.
Yeah, well, you're a handsome chap. You carry it on.
Can't get much worse, can it?
Well, it couldn't get much better than today. So congratulations once again. You're the Joseph Holt man of the match, as chosen by FCM Radio.
Thank you. Cheers.